Hello, everyone. Hello, my preppies. Should I call you preppies or preppers? I don't know what I should call you guys. I feel like since I'm girly, I should call you preppers. Because, preppy, but really it's not preppy, it's preparedness. I don't know. But hello, my preppies. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a reaction, not a review. Maybe it's a review, a reaction-ish to the movie Prepper. Now, the reason why I want to do this is because when you look up the word prepper, this is one of the first couple of videos that comes up. Like, it's a movie that comes up. There are other channels that come up that are like of people, but this is one of the first movies that come up. And it says it is a full comedy, end of the world comedy drama movie. You can watch the whole thing for free on YouTube, which I am doing right now. I want to talk about my overall take of the movie. It was pretty good. I like the fact that it sort of dealt with real issues. It didn't deal with like zombies happening or anything like that. It dealt with real events that were happening. Clearly this came out before the coronavirus, so they didn't talk about that, but they did talk about Ebola and other things. And I like how they had the two main characters be of normal range of income. Or not normal range of income, but they were both teachers. So we all know that teachers get paid like the bottom of the barrel in like every aspects of money. So the fact that we saw them like negotiate pricing and buy things cheaply, I really like that. And it shows that anyone can prep, no matter whether you are really wealthy or on the poorer range. Obviously, there's some aesthetic and timeline issues that you guys heard in the previous clip, but overall, the video wasn't that bad. I would suggest that you sort of let your friends watch this movie with you before like sort of telling them, hey, I'm a prepper, And I can understand that there were some parts where it was like, oh, this is meant to be funny, like the feminine man who knew about guns, like that part. I guess they were trying to be funny there, or they were trying to be funny when James was, making fun karate moves, or when he was making fun of the military and being G.I. Joe or whatever. Maybe those were some fun moments. I think they had a gag reel at the end and like an epilogue with like all the characters that helped them out. They were like doing things or whatever, but it wasn't worth the time. Anyway, I don't see this as a real comedy. I see that they tried to make it a comedy, but it was not that funny, especially as someone who is really into prepping. I also really didn't like the order of how they started prepping. I can understand that in this case, their prepping was in a time frame of about 2 weeks. Like I said in the previous clips, there was no timestamp that said, oh, this is this date, this is the following week. Like, there was no like 10 days later, there was no month later or whatever. It looks like it looks like a span of no more than 2 weeks, like, because they were still talking on the subject of diffusion or whatever. How long? You go on a subject for at least 2 weeks at a time. Now, if they were talking about diffusion in one class setting and another subject in another scene and another one in another scene, then that could differentiate time passing. But overall, it didn't. It wasn't for it. And so the way that they did their prepping was they started off with clean water. And I liked how they just started off, but they started off with clean water, having a cooking alternative, trying or practicing personal safety, getting and buying a gun, learning how to shoot said gun, bug out location or just another place to go, underground shelter / bunker, telling people, if at all, and then shit goes down and shit hits the fan. That is basically the order of scenes that happened. And I don't particularly like the scenes, or I don't like the order that they had when it comes to starting to prepare. I understand that they had like a limited time frame. Like this was, I guess, supposed to be like less than a month to prepare, but we're not like this. We have months to prepare. So I'm going to tell you how my little preppers can start prepping. First off, you need to do basic research. It's not even basic research. You just need to go online and do some research about prepping. Like, watch some Doomsday Preppers. Like, if you're that new, watch some Doomsday Preppers. Go on YouTube and search up preppers. I'll have some people listed down below. But don't just watch preppers that are like big and known, and watch a variety. Like, if you're a woman prepper, watch other women. Don't just watch men, okay? Listen, men have their own prepper, bug out, bag, things like that. We have our own, okay? So do some YouTube research and some Google research. You need to know the area of preparedness. And what I mean by area preparedness, I mean, if you live in California, you should be preparing for an earthquake, because that's one of the things that happens most. If you live in Florida and the coastal lines, you should be prepared for a hurricane. If you live in Tornado Valley, you should be prepared for tornadoes. You should not be preparing for anything else besides what your area gets on a constant basis. California should not be worrying about hurricanes. When was the last time California had a hurricane? When was the last time Wyoming or whatever had a tornado, or had an earthquake? When was the last time? When was the last time the middle of the fucking United States had a hurricane? They didn't. It doesn't go that high. So you need to start preparing for national disasters that have happened more than twice in the last 4 years, okay? So all my people in the coastal area, y'all should be preparing for hurricanes, or at least a big ass storm. Number 3, I want you to write down everything you use within a week and have an alternative for that thing. Because what I found is that when you are like gathering your things, like it can be so small. It can be like, oh, I'm gathering all this stuff for school, and then you somehow forget you needed pencils. Because you use it every day that you don't think that you need to go get it because you use it all the time. But you do. So I want you within a week to write down everything you use. What wash rags? Use your wash rag every day. Use at least twice a week or whatever. Your toothpaste and your toothbrush, write that down. That's what you use. You use a blanket, use that. You use a computer, write that down. Everything that you use on a daily basis, you need to write it down and have an alternative for that. Because that's the one thing that you will probably forget in a shit hits the fan situation, because you'll be worried about everything else instead of the things that you really need when shit hits the fan. Number 4, stock up on canned foods when you can, okay? I do not want y'all to go out to freaking Walmart and start just hauling all the food. That's disrespectful, okay? We're not disrespectful preppies, okay? We're not over here, okay? If you need to just be intuitive with your ancestors and just feel that I should get more of this. I should get this, okay? Last week, we got a lot of canned stuff because we need a lot of canned stuff. We didn't have a lot of canned things, okay? The other week, we need a lot of lima beans. We didn't have a lot of lima beans. I had like the intuitive urge to buy meats. So I bought a lot of meats. Bought a lot of the tube meats, okay? Whatever you are feeling inclined that you think you need, go and buy it. But do not hoard that shit, okay? Don't hoard it. That's disrespectful. Especially to the people who need a lot of food on a daily basis when all you're going to do is put it on your fucking shelf and not use it at all. Don't do that. Rude. Number 5, you need to know what you have already. I need to do this because we got a lot of cans downstairs and I don't know what we got. I know we got some soups. I know we got some veggies and some fruit cocktail. But you need like you need to write out all the foods that you have in your house before you go shopping, before you go like doomsday, shit hits the fan, apocalypse shopping, okay? You need to have all that food. You also need to do this to know how much you can last. Like how much food will last you. Will it be a week? Will it be 3 days? Who knows? Who knows? Especially for me, I've had the gastric sleeve surgery, so a half a can of Progresso soup will last me 2 days. When it will only last you a meal. So you need to figure that out and write all your shit down. Number 6, you need to practice living without the things, okay? You need to practice using your portable stove. Like, you need to know how to turn it on and turn it off. When shit hits the fan is not the time where you need to start practicing using your shit. If you have a gun, you need to practice using your gun. If you have a slingshot, you need to practice your slingshot. What else can I tell you? You need to practice. Practice makes a well-planned person. I'm not gonna say perfect, but it makes a well-planned individual. And lastly, number 7, you need to have basic safety items around and in your house. Okay? Like, you need to have nice windows. Like, I think ours is double pane. I don't know. All I know is that you can throw a rock at our window and it won't break. But some houses have glass windows. We don't have glass windows. So that's one way to keep marauders away. Or not away, but, to protect you a little bit. The one thing in this movie that they did not have, which if you don't have an alarm system in your house, like what the hell? You should, anyway, have motion detector lights. Every time someone goes near the lights, they turn on. It's like it's a warning to you. Like, oh, why is my lights coming on at 3:00 in the morning? And I can guarantee you the lights that we have, they don't detect cats. They don't detect cats or anything. So only a human being is able to turn those lights on. So, random human being at 2 a.m., why are you around my house? And those are my tips on how to start prepping and my review and reaction to the movie comedy Prepper. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And you guys, all my little preppies out there, keep it prepping. Bye.